Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about production of soda ash, which is from the subject chemical process technology, T chemical. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about use of soda ash, methods of production for the soda ash, raw materials required, chemical reactions involved in the process, different equipment used for the soda ash manufacturing, process description of each of the equipment, and finally we will highlight on the major engineering problem associated with Solvay process for the production of soda ash. So this is about chlor-alkali industry. Chlor-alkali industry in the country produces mainly caustic soda, chlorine, soda ash and sodium bicarbonate. Out of that, chlorine and caustic soda is produced by electrolytic process from sodium chloride as a raw material. Soda ash is prepared by using raw material such as limestone, ammonia and sodium chloride. So these are the different uses for these different chlor-alkali products. Now we'll discuss about the production of soda ash. Soda ash, that is sodium carbonate. Its formula is Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate is also called as washing soda, soda ash and soda crystals. This Na2CO3 is water-soluble sodium salts of carbonic acid. It commonly occurred as a crystalline heptahydrate which radially effloresces to form a white powder, that monohydrate. Pure sodium carbonate is a white odorless powder that is hygroscopic. It has strongly alkaline taste and forms moderately basic solution in water. Sodium carbonate is well known domestically for its everyday use as a water softener. Uses of soda ash. More than half of the worldwide production of soda ash is used to make a glass. Bottle and window glass is made by melting a mixture of sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate and silica sand. The process is called as soda lime process. Sodium carbonate is used to soften water in water treatment process by precipitating out magnesium and calcium salts. So this is used both industrially and domestically. Sodium carbonate is also used as a cheaper alternative to the lye in making of soaps and the detergent. Sodium carbonate is also used to make a sodium bisulfite, which is used as a sulfite method in paper pulp making, that is used for delignification of lignocellulosic material to form a cellulose. Soda ash is also used as a common alkali in many chemical factories because it is cheaper than NaOH and far safer to handle. This is the oldest method for the production of soda ash, that is Leblanc process. In 1791, French chemist Nicolas Leblanc patented a process for producing sodium carbonate from salts, sulfuric acid, limestone, and coal. First, sea salts was boiled in sulfuric acid to yield sodium sulfate and hydrogen chloride gas. Next, sodium sulfate was blended with crushed limestone and coal, and the mixture was burnt to produce calcium sulfide and sodium carbonate. The sodium carbonate was extracted from the ashes with water and then collected by allowing the water to evaporate. Now we'll discuss about Solvay process in detail. In 1861, the Belgian industrial chemist Ernest Solvay developed this process. Solvay process uses ammonia, brine, limestone, and calcium chloride as a waste product of this process. This made it substantially more economical than Leblanc process, and it soon came to dominate world sodium carbonate production. Ammonia is dissolved in salt solution and ammoniate brine solution is allowed to react with CO2, which is obtained by calcining limestone with coke. A precipitate of sodium bicarbonate thus obtained is then calcined to produce high purity sodium carbonate. But the overall process is twice NaCl plus CaCO3. It gives Na2CO3 and calcium chloride. Now raw material. The raw materials required for solvay process is brine, ammonia and limestone. Then chemical reactions involved. Here in ammoniation and carbonating tower, the reactions of ammonia, CO2 and water. It gives ammoniated liquor, and that ammoniated liquor reacts with brine, and then that brine get ammoniated and it forms sodium bicarbonate plus ammonium chloride, that aqueous solution. So this sodium bicarbonate and ammonium chloride is the product which is obtained from carbonating tower. Then the next reaction, that is calcination. It takes place in calciner, which is uh, heated. That sodium bicarbonate, which is produced in carbonating tower. That sodium carbonate is heated and it produces sodium carbonate and CO2. That CO2 is again recycled into a carbonating tower again. The CO2 is again recycled into a carbonating tower for this reaction. The next reaction is occurs in lime kiln. In lime kiln, again the calcination reaction takes place. Here, limestone is heated near about 500 degrees Celsius temperature and it produces calcium oxide plus CO2. The CO2 is again recycled to this carbonating tower here, and then the CaO, that is calcium oxide, is then sent to the lime slacker. Here, this calcium oxide is slacked with large quantity of water and it produces calcium hydroxide. This calcium hydroxide is used for ammonia recovery. So it is reacted with ammonium chloride, which is formed in carbonating tower, and then it produces calcium chloride as a byproduct, or we can say waste product. And this ammonia produced is again recycled into carbonating ammoniated tower for ammonation process. This is about the chemical reactions. Now, this is the simplest flow chart for the solute process. We have already discussed that reaction, but we again have a look. Here brine solution, that is purified brine, is reacted with ammonia and form ammoniated brine. That ammoniated brine is then fed to the carbonating tower, where NaCl, ammonia, CO2 plus H2O reacts and it gives sodium bicarbonate in solid form and ammonium chloride in aqueous form. The CO2 required for this reaction in carbonating tower is produced from these reactions. From limestone, we feed it to lime kiln, where it get dissociated, get heated, get separated into calcium oxide and CO2. That CO2 produced is used in carbonating tower. Then the calcium oxide is then sent to the lime slicker, where it is reacted with large quantity of water and it forms calcium hydroxide. Then sodium bicarbonate and ammonium chloride is filtered. It's separate into rotary filter press. The filtrate is separated, that is ammonium chloride is separated from the filter, and it separates, that is sodium carbonate, by heating this sodium bicarbonate, that is calcination reaction, and it along with the product sodium carbonate, CO2 is also produced and that is again recycled to the carbonating tower. Then the calcium hydroxide, which is obtained from the lime slacker, is reacted in this ammonia recovery still along with this ammonium chloride here, and it gives calcium chloride plus water and ammonia. This calcium chloride is used as a byproduct and ammonia which is produced is again recycled into ammoniated tower. So this is the Solvay process flowchart. Now this is the process flow diagram for the Solvay process. You can see here purified brine solution is obtained by separating the impurities associated in that brine such as magnesium and calcium salts. Then it is fed to this ammoniation tower. This is a carbonating tower. Then we get that product, that is sodium bicarbonate and ammonium chloride. It is fed to this rotary filter for separating ammonium bicarbonate to calciner, where we get soda ash as a product, and ammonium chloride is then fed to this ammonia stills, where free ammonia is recycled back again, and the combined ammonia is then fed, that is in the form of ammonium chloride, is reacted with milk of lime. This milk of lime is produced from this lime kiln and the slacker, and hence we can have the waste product, that is CaCl2. Now we'll discuss in details in the subsequent slide. Now this is the process description which takes place in the ammonia absorber. Here you can see that purified brine solution is pumped into this ammoniation tower. So in this tank, ammonia is mixed with CO2, is bubbled through a 20% sodium chloride brine solution from the bottom. Impurities of calcium and magnesium salt present in the brine solution are precipitated as a carbonates and the hydroxide. Then it is sent to the carbonating tower. So in this tower, carbonation of ammoniacal brine is carried out on the principle of countercurrent. The clear ammoniacal solution is pumped to the top of the tower and flows downward to meet a current of carbon dioxide introduced from the bottom of the tower at a pressure. You can see this pressure bottom of the tower. It is the CO2 is fed at a pressure of 1 to 2 atmosphere, and as a result of this, ammonium chloride and crystals of sodium bicarbonate are formed. So NaCl aqueous and ammonium bicarbonate reacted to give sodium bicarbonate and ammonium chloride aqueous solution. Now this product, this mixture of product, then sent to this rotary filter press, where the ammonium bicarbonate solid, that is cake produced from this filter press, is separated and then it is sent to the calciner, and the filtrate, that is ammonium chloride, is then sent to this ammonia stills. The next unit is a lime kiln. This is a lime kiln. Here the limestone is burnt to produce CO2 and calcium oxide. Again, coke is also burnt to produce CO2. So this CO2 is sent to the carbonating tower here, while lime is sent to the lime slacker. This lime is sent to the lime slacker. This is a lime slacker. Here the lime is slacked with a large quantity of water to form milk of lime, which is then pumped to the combined ammonia still to recover the ammonia and CaCl2 byproduct. So this is calcium hydroxide is prepared or produced by this reaction, which takes place in the slacker, and then this calcium hydroxide produced in the slacker is then sent to the ammonia still. Now we'll discuss what is happening in combined ammonia still. The filtrate from the filter press is passed to the ammonia recovery tower, where it is react with milk of lime to form a calcium chloride to form a sodium bicarbonate. This is a combined ammonia still. Right? The filtrate from this rotary filter press, that is sent to this free ammonia still. This is nothing but one of the type of distillation column, where ammonia is separated, free ammonia is separated due to distilling, and then it gets combined to this ammonia tower, and rest of the ammonia is in associated with ammonium chloride, which is sent to the combined ammonia steel. Here, this combined ammonia steel, the milk of lime and ammonium chloride reacted by this reaction, and it forms calcium chloride as a waste product. Ammonia is produced, which is again separated, and it is mixed with this ammoniation tower. So this is next is the calciner. As we discussed, ammonium bicarbonate is separated from this rotary filter, then it is sent to the calciner. Here sodium bicarbonate is heated in calciner, which is produces sodium carbonate and CO2. CO2 is again recycled back and it is sent to the carbonating tower. Okay, and uh, the sodium carbonate which is produced in the calciner is then fed to this water cooler to cool, and we get a soda ash or the sodium carbonate as a final product. Now there are some major engineering problems associated with the Solvay process. The first one is the development of the suitable calcining equipment. There is a possibility of depositing sodium bicarbonate cake on side of kiln, which prevent effective heat transfer through a shell. Therefore, this kiln must be equipped with heavy scraper chain inside shell, and wet filter cake must be mixed with a dry product so that caking can be avoided. The next one is a economic balance on the tower design. While designing the tower, economy of the process must be considered. As we increase the tower diameter, NaCl loss will reduce, but tower cost increases. Similarly, as we increase CO2 pressure in carbonating tower to increase the solubility, but pumping cost also goes on increasing along with it. So while designing tower, economic balance has to be maintained. The third one is ammonia recovery. The cost of ammonia is 4 to 5 times more than the sodium carbonate. So ammonia losses should be minimum by doing the proper choice of equipment design and maintenance. The next one is a plant modernization. Three Solvay process plants were built up in India prior to 1947. To this plant has to be modernized by replacing a better material of construction and maintenance. Similarly, use of automation in the plant to control the operating variable is also necessary. And the last one is waste disposal. Calcium chloride and NaCl liquor produces in the large quantity in this plant. It is necessary to find alternative uses of calcium chloride. So in this way, we can find out the technical issues that are associated with the Solvay process for production of soda ash. Thank you.